Chris, welcome to the mix, man.
All right, thank you.
It's
Thanks
great
for
to
having
hear
me.
you. Great to hear you perform last night.
Thanks.
You're at home.
Yeah, hometown. I was born in the hospital over here, but I was raised across the river in Moosonee.
Okay,
I lived here till I was 18 years old.
right on.
So it's good to be back.
So your relations are all here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all here.
Right on. I wonder about the name. Shibastik is your stage name.
Yeah, Shibastik. I originally was going by Cree alias because at the time when I started rapping, I didn't have a Cree name yet. So I couldn't really think of a name, so I thought I'll be the Cree alias of Chris Sutherland when I'm performing. That's my Cree, so I thought Cree alias. And then when I was working in Moosonee on renovating a home there, and these two older guys were talking about this place out in the bay called Shibastik, a place that I've always heard about. People go hunt out there. And I heard the guy say, "What's that mean?" "Oh, it means underground flow." And right away that hit me because I'm an underground rapper. I consider myself an underground rapper because I kind of try to keep it that way. I've been performing about 10 years now, and I've never attempted to get a record deal or anything like that. I've always wanted it to be just something I do on the side, just something pure. Like I never wanted to make a career out of it. I didn't want it to be something I have to do to make money. So then I heard that, I was like, that's perfect, underground flow, because I'm a rapper, I flow my lyrics, so I have an underground flow, so I thought it sounded cool, and it's a Cree word. So my name is actually Cree alias the Shibastik.
Got it.
But I go by Shibastik.
Right on. Right on. So Chris, how does a guy growing up in Moosonee, here up in the north, get into rap and become a rapper?
I got exposed to it fairly young, just through Much Music, and when I was a kid, that's all we had for music was Much Music. It was on TV, and we had a local radio station called CHMO. But so I heard hip hop at a fairly young age, and I just thought it was cool. I thought it was just poetry to music. And since I was young, I was always into art. I was always a drawer, and I enjoyed writing short stories and stuff in school. Kind of got into a little bit of poetry, so I kind of got into it. Just something about it. Plus, I was into basketball, and it was all kind of connected to hip hop basketball scene.
Sure. Yeah.
So I got right into it. Probably a big part of that was basketball, and then getting older, I started to see how, even from when I grew up, I saw how hip hop changed. It changed really dramatically to good music, fun music about making the world aware of what's going on in your community and your situation, and it turned into just business about making money, selling catchy hooks and catchy songs people could dance to, and just selling this whole image of being really materialistic. It's like. And that's what they want us to be. I started to see like someone's using hip hop to control our minds right now. I kind of saw that, like they want all of us to just care about making money and having nice cars and big houses, and that kind of started to bother me. And I started to see all these kids listening to this music and growing up in communities like this, starting to feel like, oh, we got nothing up here. This is a hole. We don't have any big mansions. We don't have any big nice cars, and we don't have all this nice stuff.
Bling.
All this bling, I'm starting to feel like they're not worth as much just because of that. When it's not true at all. That stuff's not what's important at all. So I started to try to get into I thought I could use hip hop to maybe change the way these kids think, so I thought I'm gonna make hip hop about where I'm from, because when I started rapping, I didn't hear about one other native rapper. I didn't know any natives rapped, so I kind of wanted to be the first. I wanted to make hip hop about the bush, and hip hop that people from up here can relate to, and hip hop that can make them feel proud to be from up here.
Yeah.
So I just started writing, and I was just doing it for fun at first. I do coffee houses. I performed some of my first shows were in Eco Lodge here. I do local dances all the time, but the very first time I performed is at a house party in Moosonee on a New Year's Eve. They had all the equipment set up in the basement, and the band didn't show up. So I had my buddy Gitchy Chichu, and he's an amazing powwow singer. And we messed around, like I'd rap and he'd start singing, and we just messed around a lot for fun. So we said we should do something. So we got on. They called us up there, and the whole house was packed. We were outside, going to the washroom, I guess, waiting, and all of a sudden I hear, "Oh, we got something new coming up tonight." And it's like, "Oh, they're announcing us, I better go." And everybody had moved from upstairs to downstairs. So we walked downstairs, the stairway was packed, the whole basement was just wall-to-wall people. Squeezed through, I was so nervous, but did like 4 songs, and the place went crazy. The place just went absolutely nuts. Everybody was powwow singing, and normally I think a lot of people might have thought that's a bad mix, powwow and hip-hop. But because of the lyrics were native and the lyrics were positive, we got a really good response. And Victor Linklater was there at that party, and he had a show called First Music and Arts on APTN. So just from that very first time I rapped in front of anybody, he booked me to be on his show. So I was on First Music and Arts, and that led to a show in Ottawa, and then from then it just kind of jumped off.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
I also I joined a group called Ceremony for a year. I was touring with them. I have 4 albums I've recorded now.
You got 4 albums.
Yeah, well, I'm working on my 3rd, and plus I released a mixtape.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
The first album was recorded with True Res Crew in 6 Nations.
Right.
I don't know
Right.
if you've heard of those guys.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So there's a great response last night from a lot of young kids. Eh? How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel great. Like I love to get that response because those are who I got into this for. Like I said, as a youth, and I want them to look up to artists who aren't into that kind of materialistic stuff. And so when I see that it's working, and even though I'm rapping about, so many people say like you gotta rap about that stuff to sell. If you rap about positive stuff and bush stuff, no one's gonna listen. Like I've had so many people tell me that you gotta be universal. I'm like, why? Every artist should represent his own area. We should have all these creative artists doing unique things, and that's what hip hop should be. It shouldn't be a bunch of artists trying to do this one thing.
The same thing, yeah.
So so when I see these kids responding to it and just they know my lyrics and singing along, it just gives me a great feeling. But what gives me an even better feeling is when I get these elders after my shows. These elders who come up to me and look me right in the eye and shake my hand and say thank you for, and that's what really touches me. Because when they show respect, that means a lot.
Yeah.
That's everything.
For sure.
Yeah.
You did a tune last night, Land of Wisdom.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not what it's called. Which one is that now?
Land, yeah. The chorus was, well, it was just about native ways and
We have a few songs about that. There's Moose River and there's Walk With Me. And Walk With Me is a song about just being a native and like, come walk with me. So I talk about all the things I did growing up, the way I was raised. And it's just like take a journey with me and go through what I went through growing up.
Yeah.
And a song called Moose River that's just about same type of thing, but it's just a song more for just this area, for these people to feel connected to.
Okay.
But yet I perform that all up and down the coast and all these other communities, and they get into it just as much. Even with non-Aboriginals down south, I'm rapping about this native stuff, and they're going crazy. Like,
yeah.
And that's surprising to me. But but at the same time, you got all these rap fans who are looking for something unique and original. So many people are sick of all the stuff that's on TV. I talk to so many people who are like, I don't even watch that stuff anymore. It's garbage on TV.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for there to be a change for these people who are selling this stuff to realize that there's other stuff that's going to sell too. You don't just got to sell the stuff that sells the most.
Yeah, yeah.
When that gangster rap came out, all of a sudden, record sales went through the roof. So they just stuck with it. Oh, this sells.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to change.
Yeah. Well, it is, and I believe there is a market. I believe there's an increasing market actually out there.
Sorry, can you just start that again?
Yeah, yeah. It does seem like it's changing, and on APTN, I mean, we're creating a lot of native content, and I believe there's an increasing market for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hopefully that's the way it goes and it keeps going that way.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it has to.
Yeah.
I can't see it staying like the way it is. People are smartening up and starting to realize what's going on. Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. Was there any music in your family? How did you get?
My mother played the organ at our church.
Yep.
So she was always playing. I tried to get into the organ when I was younger, but I never really caught on. My father was a guitar player. He used to play in a band up here, one of the bands that used to do a lot of the dances and stuff. So he tried the same thing. He tried to teach me guitar when I was young. I never got the hang of that. So with me, it was always words. Music. The thing I love about music most is the words, because that's music is great, but I mean the lyrics are what really seem to touch people and seem to be what really make a song.
Yeah.
I just like the things I learned in school and creative writing and stuff, just all the different things you could do with words and wordplay and imagery, and I just saw it as an art form right from an early age.
Right on.
I saw it as this art form I wanted to really master.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's really a pleasure to be up here at your home, or close to your home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good to have you up here.
Here
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Gathering of our people.
Yeah. Gathering of our people. I've performed at I think every one of these. This is like the 8th one I've been at.
Cool.
So hopefully
Okay.
they
Well,
keep
thanks.
asking me.
Shibastik.
Shibastik. Yeah.
Chris Sutherland here on the mix. Moose Factory.